Who are you to desire even more than you even are aware of? You don't know any better, so you can't desire any better. Difference between having high standards that are really high, and there's a difference between being arrogant and being so stupid that you're not self-aware of the energy that you're giving other people. You can be a poor person. It doesn't mean that your best friend should be a poor person. And if you two are talking about poverty and how you're both in the same situation, you need to take yourself out of that. Hey, so we've all heard about high value men, how to be a high value man, how to get a high value man, who is a man with high value. But we rarely hear about women of high value. In this particular video, I am going to be talking about how you can be a woman of high value and how to stand in your truthfulness and be that kind of vibration. Today, enough with being a man of high value. Today is your time to be a woman of high value. Before I go any further, do not forget to subscribe. It's really important for this channel. Like as well. It helps this channel as well. And leave a comment. Let's talk in the comment section. Let's discuss. Let's have a conversation back and forth, okay? Don't be frightened. Let's have that conversation. So, as we get started, I just want to say this plainly and blankly. A high value woman does not put down another woman to uplift another woman. This is something that I commonly see, I commonly witness. And for example, recently, we've all heard about the Hailey Bieber situation and we've heard about the Selena Gomez situation. People put down Hailey Bieber to uplift Selena Gomez. A high value woman does not engage in those conversations, does not put down another woman to uplift another woman. It does not work like that. A high value woman understands that you cannot operate from a low vibration and expect to rise up on a high vibration. No. So this video is not about putting other people down. It's not about making you desirable for a man. It's not about making you desirable, so you can be in that relationship. It's preparing you in that particular package so you can be ready and you can be a woman of high value. For example, I hear so many people saying that you are the price. They tell a lot of women to remember that they are the price. Now, this is where I go against this theory of that you are a price as a woman, because let me tell you something. There are different qualities of prices that you can have. What kind of price are you? What kind of person are you presenting yourself to other people? I say that a woman who says that I am the price is a woman that has worked on herself mentally, is a woman that continuously works on herself physically, is a woman that knows her strengths, her weaknesses, and stands in her truthfulness without being shaken by anything around her. That is what I call a price. So when you stand there and saying that I am the price, ask yourself what kind of price I am. So many of us look for men who are, we look for men, we look for friendships, relationships, families that are very, up there, uptight in, operating on those high values. But ourselves, we are not the price. So this is why I always say that before you say that you are the price, you have to check yourself and say, what kind of price am I? What kind of price am I giving someone? There are different kinds of prices. There are plastic ones, there are silver ones, there are gold ones, there are bronze ones, there are ones that even are just on a pedal, there's nothing else that happens, there's some that are just buttons. What kind of price are you being? So, this is one of the things that a high value woman is. A high value woman is someone that desires to grow every single day. You cannot say that you want to be a high value woman, but you don't desire to grow. You don't learn anything anymore. You don't operate on a level that, every single situation I walk into, let me walk into to learn something. It may be a negative situation, but what have I learned from that? A high value woman is a woman that is ready to allow things to come in her life, but choose which ones can stay. She's a woman that knows her time. She's a woman that knows what time she's spending with the particular people that she's spending with. She's a woman that understands that my time is valuable and I'm just here for this period of time, not to stay, not to make you happy, but to just give you just enough for me to also feel comfortable. So here are some of the suggestions that I put down that can really help you to be a high value woman. If you desire to be a high value woman, if you desire to have all those things that operate on a high value, you have to work on yourself first. You need to be that kind of person that when you walk in a place, when you enter in a place, when you put your presence in a place, the high value just goes through your own self. I made a video on how to be a likable person. If you want to watch that video, I'll just put it right here. Go and check it out, because I think that video will really be helpful in order for us to get onto this high value thing. Number one, be kind and be compassionate. I don't understand women that are unkind to other people, women who are unkind to other women, who are not compassionate at all, but think that they are operating on a high value of high standard. There is a difference between having high standards that are really high, and there's a difference between being arrogant and being so stupid that you're not self-aware of the energy that you're giving other people. Okay, I just had to say that. All right, so it's very important that you have to be kind, you have to be empathetic, you have to be compassionate to other people. A high value woman is not a woman that is a boss, a macho. Every single time we see women who are bosses wearing suits, wearing high heels, you know, walking in rooms and, you know, becoming that kind of like, you know, masculine energy, and we think that is a high value woman. No, a high value woman is not that kind of woman. You know, she can be that kind of woman that you have seen, but that's not who you are. A high value woman is someone who is kind wherever she goes. She says her thank yous, she says her pleases, she says her no's as well, and she knows when to say her no's. Okay, that's the kind of high value woman I am talking about. Number two, a high value woman does not operate on any low vibration of any gossip, of any sort of comments that do not suit her. A high value woman knows when to speak and when not to speak. She understands that not every action requires a reaction from her. Not everything that someone says, you have to speak on it. Not everything that someone explains, that you have to have an opinion about it. A high value woman understands there is a right time and a right place to say certain things. Keeping quiet does not mean that you're stupid. Staying back does not mean that you are a silly person. It's just knowing when to speak and what to say. She does not engage in conversations that are talking about other people in a very demeaning, negative way. A high value woman does not put herself down to that low vibration of talking about other people in order to boost her own ego. She doesn't do that. She, however, excuses herself from those conversations, does not create a space in which those conversations can breed, because you can create that space in which, you know, certain situations can breed. She understands that where I am right now, whatever these people are talking about is not something that I desire to be part of. That's why I'm going to remove myself from this situation, because it doesn't serve me anymore. That is a woman that has set boundaries. There is a video that's going to be talking about boundaries very soon, so watch out for that particular video. Okay. Another point is a high value woman is an independent woman. Now, when I talk about independence, it's not about this thing, Miss Independent, I can do it, or I don't need you. As human beings, we are co-dependent on other human beings. We can't live on our own. We live amongst each other. We live, you know, desiring other things, being amongst people and asking for help and being around that. But the kind of independence that I'm talking about that comes from a high value woman is this kind of independence that she has her own interests and her own hobbies, does not rely on other people, does not seek validation. She has her own independent mind, that she understands that I'm making these independent decisions on my own. I am not seeking for your validation. I don't require your validation, because I know particularly who I am as a person. So being independent is one of the traits of a high value woman. You are of high value when you become independent in your own thoughts, in what you say. You don't seek, you know, to go to someone else and say, tell me what you think. I'm not seeking validation from a man. You're not seeking validation from other friends. You're not seeking any kind of thing from anybody else in order for you to feel like you're a validated person. A high value woman understands that I have my own interests, I have my own hobbies, I have things that I like and I have things that I don't like, and that is it, period. The other point is a high value woman understands the importance of taking care of herself physically and mentally. And when I say that, let's start with physical health. A high value woman understands whatever she wears is how she feels. Okay? You cannot just wear joggers, you cannot just wear any kind of clothes and walk out there and say that I am a high value woman, so I desire to have that high value treatment. You can't get the high value treatment when you dress the way you're dressed, you walk the way you walk, you talk the way you talk, and you expect that to happen. Your physical appearance is so important. I so much desire, and I watch so many women that actually, you know, they dress really nice. You don't have to wear expensive things. Have polished nails, keep them nice and short, comb your hair. You don't have to wear makeup, but put some oil on your body. Moisturize your body. Make sure your toes are nice and trim. Wear your clean clothes, Hold yourself a handbag. Make sure that everything is nice and neat. You don't have to have the most expensive things. You don't have to have things, bought from here, bought from there, but you just have to make sure that you take care of yourself in those small ways. That you look nice in the way that you carry yourself. Your physical appearance is so important, because you don't expect to go into a place and people treat you, oh my God, you're just this and that. When you're dressed the way you're dressed, you have to remember that your physical appearance is so important if you want to be a high value woman. And then we go into your mental. And that is where it all goes like this. You have to continuously work on your own mental state and your own mental health. And when I say state, mental health and all that kind of thing, I talk about the things that you feed yourself, the things that you read, the conversations you have, the people you surround yourself with. You don't expect to be a high value woman when you hang around with people who gossip. You hang around with people, all they do is to comment negativity. You hang around with people who say that this will never happen to me in my life. I'll never be with this, or I'll never have this. You surround yourself with negativity all the time and you expect, okay, I'm going to be a high value woman. Let me tell you something. If you think that you're going to hang around with Jane, all the things that Jen talks about are all negative things, just because you and Jen are in the same situation, you're breeding onto negativity. Let me tell you something. You can be a poor person. It doesn't mean that your best friend should be a poor person. And if you two are talking about poverty and how you're both in the same situation, you need to take yourself out of that. If you're in a situation whereby you're poor, you need to start targeting people who are average or people who are richer than you. Why I'm saying that is that if you have a friend who is called Jen, and Jen is in the same situation with you, you both lost jobs, you've not had your degrees, you're not going anywhere in life, you're earning bare minimum, that's all you're having, yeah? You and Jen are on the same level. When you meet together, you talk about all your pain, you feed each other with the pain, you cultivate on that pain. You and Jen are never going to operate on a high value. You have to take yourself away from Jen and start desiring someone who has something that you desire in your life. You have to be around that person that has got a degree and has got himself that job that you desire to have, has got that money, is very organized, is articulating themselves in a very nice way. They are carrying themselves in a certain kind of way. You have to get and find those people. A high value woman does not hang around with people who are on the same level as her. Mentally, you will not grow, you will not become a better person if you hang around with people that are feeding the same pain that you have. It's good to talk about it and that's where it ends. But if you see that there is no growth happening, excuse yourself from there, because that is not where you desire to be. High value woman has high standards. I'll have a video where I'll be talking about how to have your high standards. But when I say high standards, is knowing when to set boundaries, is knowing when to say no, is knowing that you do not accept anything less than you desire your own self. If you don't understand yourself and you're not fully self-aware of your own self, you're not fully aware of the kind of things that you can produce or who you are, you're going to accept the bare minimum. Let me give you an example. Yeah? Let me give you an example that hits everyone's heart. It's relationships, yeah? Opening the door for you, taking you out for dinner, those small things are just the bare minimum. But if your standard is at 15% or your battery is at 15%, when a man comes with 20%, you think that you've reached your maximum. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You're just accepting the bare minimum because you haven't worked on your own self. So who are you to desire even more than you even are aware of? You don't know any better, so you can't desire any better. So what I'm trying to say to you is that you have to continuously work on your standards to make sure your standards are aware that opening a door for you, taking you out on a nice date or treating you nicely is just a bare minimum. That's just 15% of your battery. You're operating at an 80% kind of battery. So you have to remember that when someone comes in your life, when anybody comes around your life, they are an addition to your life. If people are a subtraction in your life, they are not meant to be around you. Yeah? So you have to take yourself out of that. So that's what I'm telling you about your standards. You have to put your standards up and know that you don't accept anything less than. If you can open a door for your own self, if you can take yourself out on dinner, yeah? If you can buy for your own self flowers, If you can communicate yourself effectively in the best way that you can, if you can set your own boundaries, if you know you can do it for yourself, just remember that whoever does it for you is just a bare minimum. You can still do that. But they know you can do that. They are fully aware that you can do that, but they're just adding on to that and saying, I know you can do that. I'm here to take the burden off you. Let me do it for you. Okay? That's what I'm trying to say to you. A high value woman will never sit around waiting for the next thing to come around for them. A high value woman puts herself out there, desires what she wants to have, goes out there and grabs the things that she wants to have in her life. I have seen friends, I have been around people that have been complaining about the same situation. They're in the same situation that have met them before. Years ago, they were like that. Now, they are still the same. And then you ask them, what plans have you put in your life? What things have you set in your life in order for you to become a better person? In order for you to set away from that thing? You say your time is very poor. What have you put in place to make your time better? You say you're not organized. What have you put in place to be a better organized person? You know, you say that your physical health is not okay. What are you putting in place to work on your physical health or your mental health? You need to be aggressive with your own self to get aggressive results. You can't just do things on a soft life expecting fast results. You have to work aggressively in order to receive those kind of results. That's what I'm trying to say here. But anyways, let me know if all these things I've talked about are really good things about being a high value woman, because after this video, I think you might have picked up 1 or 2 things that can help you be a high value woman, because I promise you, being a high value woman is not something that you just land on today or tomorrow. It's something that you continuously work on. Being a high value woman understands that me as a woman, I am a prize, and the quality of my prize is so important. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this video has really inspired you. I hope you have got tips on how to be a high value woman, and you can start working on, pick up 1, 2 or 3 things and start working on those things for you to become a high value woman. Remember that becoming a high value woman is a journey that you intentionally take to be a better woman for your own self, a better woman for the people around you, a better woman for your friendships and your relationships as well. Anyway, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, do share this video, do allow other people to see this video. Do not watch it on your own. You know, leave a comment. Let's talk about what you think a high value woman is and what you have been conditioned to think. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video. See ya.